Hey guys, it's Riley here, and today's going to be a 20-minute video. Sorry for about that. And I have a lot of schoolwork to do, and yeah. So yeah. Now we last left off was Itachi seeing his younger brother Sasuke inside of Naruto for a glimpse, and after a few days of staying in the Akatsuki hideout and doing a few missions, some assassination missions. And Akatsuki now found out that you can extract a tailed beast, and you can leave enough so that I'm sorry for the cut, guys. Now let's continue. The Akatsuki found out that you can actually extract a tailed beast without killing the Jinchuriki of it. So yeah. They actually found that they can extract enough of the tailed beast and leave a part of it just enough so that the Jinchuriki would live. So yeah. And they didn't really want to kill the tailed beasts, the Jinchurikis, because Naruto's basically friends with all the Jinchurikis out there. So yeah. So Itachi would say, "So Naruto, when you're done visiting, so where are you going to go?" Naruto would say, "Oh, you know how the tuning exams are in, right?" Itachi would nod. Naruto would say, "I'm planning to visit my friends Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro, and I'm going to ask their dad, the Kazukage, if I could join a team, because I really want to do the tuning exams, and because I was bored for a while. Sure, doing missions is really entertaining and fun, but I want to at least have some time and be a normal kid for once. And at least have a memory that's actually decent and not some crazy things." As Tatsu would say, understandable. I understand. As a few days would pass again and Naruto would go, he would say goodbye to the Akatsuki members, which they're pretty fond of Naruto because they know they could trust him because they never really foiled his plans. 2, he finishes the missions they gave him pretty early than the due date. 3, he's friends with Itachi. 4, he's a good kid. 5, he doesn't really care. He knows that there's actually a reason behind this. Even though he's fully aware of what they're going to do. Naruto's not really aware of what they're going to do. Sure, he's aware, and he tried to convince them to at least be good, at least not to kill his. But the farthest that he could at least convince them was to not kill the Jinchurikis. So yeah. So Naruto would say goodbye to Itachi, Tobi, and the other Akatsuki members, and he would set off. Naruto would travel for 2 days straight, 2 days with some rest, and he would arrive in the Sand Village. So yeah. So the guards would see him and they would recognize him, and they want to make it clear that he's the actual Naruto, and they'll ask, the actual Sabito, and they'll ask, "Hey, show us proof that you're the real Sabito." As Sabito would take off his mask and he would show the Biju eyes. The guards would let him in, and yeah. Naruto was walking around and he would go to the Kazekage Tower. Naruto would walk in and he would ask for a meeting, and there's a favor that he wants to ask about for the Kazekage, as the register would recognize him as Naruto. As Sabito, the White Fox, or the Wandering Fox. As she'll let him in, and yeah, Sabito would walk on the stairs, and he'll go to the Kazekage's office, as he'll knock on the door. As the Kazekage would say, "Come in," Naruto would walk in, and the Kazekage would say, "Oh, Sabito, what can I do for you? What are you doing here?" As Sabito would say, "Kazekage, I have a little favor that I want to ask from you. I hope it's not that much." And Kazekage would say, "What is it? You've done so much for the sand. It's our duty to repay you back." As Sabito would say, "I have a little favor, and I hope it's not too big. I want to enter the Chunin exams, but I don't really have anywhere to. I don't really have a team, and I at least want to have a few normal moments in my life, and at least do things what normal kids do, or normal ninjas actually." As the Kazekage would understand what Sabito was saying, and he'd say, "Sure, I'd love for you to join us for temporarily." As Naruto would smile, the Kazekage would call in Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro, and their joining team leader. As they would come, they would see Naruto there, and they would say hi. Naruto would wave, and Gaara would ask, "So why do you need us? What do you need for us?" As the Kazekage would say, "So, Gaara, the Kazekage is more friendly in this one, and doesn't think of Gaara as a monster anymore, thanks to Naruto. Okay? So as you can tell, the Chunin exams are coming. So, Naruto actually want to do the Chunin exams and at least have some normal moments in his life. Technically, he's not really a rogue ninja, more like a runaway." As Naruto would nod his head, Kankuro would say, "Get to the point. Why are we here?" As the Kazekage would say, "So Naruto will be joining your team temporarily," and after that, the whole team was happy because they got to bond with Naruto again. The Kazekage would give Naruto a sand shinobi headband, and Naruto would tie it around his ankle. So yeah. Kazekage would say, "Alright, so I leave you guys to bond," as they were dismissed. Naruto, Gaara, and Temari and Kankuro would go to their regular training grounds or their hangout spot. Naruto would say, "I want to see how strong you guys become," as they'll agree to this. Naruto's built himself a really good reputation just in a year. So yeah. Naruto, Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro would spar 3-on-1. And of course, Naruto would win. Naruto's improved a lot in these past few months. As Gaara would say, "Oh man, I still can't really beat you." As Temari would say, "Well, he's pretty skilled. He's really skilled, and so are we." wondered, how doesn't his Gaara-san protect him? As Naruto, how doesn't Gaara's, how could he even get past, I'm wondering how could he get past Gaara's sand? I know his speed is really good in reaction time, but it's almost an unbreakable Gaara-san has an unbreakable defense. I wonder how. After that, after they were talking, a few days later, Jiraiya's spying network would see Naruto and in the sand village. And they'll come a bit closer and they'll see a sand shinobi headband on his ankle. As they'll retreat and they'll go to Jiraiya after a few days. The spying system would say, Jiraiya, we saw a kid that looked like Naruto. He had Miyato's eyes. And he also had Kishina's hair but a little bit lighter. I'm wondering if this was the kid that we were looking for. He had a Sand Shinobi headband on his ankle. We retrieved a lot of information. Turns out he was only being a Sand Shinobi temporarily because he wanted to enter the tuning exams. At least want to have some normal kid or normal ninja experience. Since in his opinion, he is technically not rogue since he never became a ninja. Technically never a rogue ninja. Because he never really became a ninja. As Jiraiya would say, okay, thank you for the information and I'll be there to tuning exams. I want to visit my godson. As a few weeks later of training and a week later of training and bonding together, Naruto, Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro would set off. They would go to the Hidden Leaf Village in 2 days. As they would go to the door and the guards would see Naruto. Or a kid that kind of looks like Naruto but older. Slightly a bit older. As guards would see the Sand Shinobi headband on his ankle and they'll be a bit disappointed because if other nations know, there will be a lot to be targeted. As they want the guy to say, "What are you here for, kids?" As Gaara would say, "We're here for the tuning exams. We want to come in advance." As the guards would let them in. Naruto, Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro would rent an apartment as they would go. They would rent 4 apartments that are actually pretty nice. And since Naruto's really stacked in this one because he's been doing a lot of missions and has been giving a lot of money to the poor and he's still stacked. As Naruto would say, "Alright, so I want you to take you guys somewhere where I used to eat. The food there is really good and I want to give something to the owner. So help me." As Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro would say, "Okay, so what is it?" As Naruto would say, "It's Ichiraku ramen." As Temari would say, "Oh, of course, it's something involved with ramen." As Kankuro would say, "Yeah, you're obsessed with it." As Naruto would say, "Hey, I guess you're right." As they would share a laugh as they would go. A few minutes later, they would zoom and they would run around the village, and Naruto would say, "Come on, guys! I'm surprised that you could keep up with me." As Gaara, Tamara, and Kankuro would say, "Hey, come back here!" As Gaara would pacing up his speed, and he'll use his sand. Tamari would use her fans to at least serve as a little bit of boosters, and Kankuro would try to run, at least. Run a bit faster. As they arrive in Ichiraku Ramen, with Tamari, Kankuro, and Gaara standing there, and Naruto would say, "This is it! The ramen is really good! Come on, let's go in!" As they would sit in chairs, Naruto would say, "Hey, old man!" As Tochi, I'm sorry if I pronounced his name wrong, would say, "Naruto?" As Naruto would say, "Yep, that's me. I'm going by the name Sabito for now because I want to really be after me to say." As Tochi would say, "So, who are these people?" As Naruto would say, "Oh, these are my friends. Gaara, Tamari, and Kankuro. We're here for the tuning exams." As Gaara would say. As Tochi would say, "Oh, sure. Oh, okay. So, what are you guys ordering?" As the three would order their food, and Naruto would say, "Just the usual, please." As Tochi would say, "Coming right up." As Naruto would realize that Naruto's name isn't there, and I'd say, "Naruto, you even have your own special?" Naruto would say, "I'm a pretty recent customer here," and, "Hey, old man." As the old man would look back, and he'll put the ramen bowl aside, and Naruto would give him 5,000 yen, because he's really stacked, okay? As Toshi would say, I can't accept this. This is too much." As Naruto would say, "I've been doing missions for a lot of high-rank missions for a year now, and I have plenty of money, and I want to help you. I want to help you since you helped me from the very beginning." As Tochi would thank Naruto a lot, and he'll think to himself, "Minato, you would be proud." As there was a theory about Tochi actually being in Minato's team, or Minato's teammate. So yeah. So let's continue. So Naruto would say, "I really want to thank you." As Tochi would say, "Thanks too." As they began to eat the ramen, and Tamari, as Gaara would say, "This is really good." As Naruto would say, "Yeah, this is why the Ichiraku Ramen is the best ramen store here in Konoha, or the best ramen shop in Konoha." As Kankuro would say, I hate to agree this, but this is actually really, 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 really good." As Tamara would say, "This is yeah, I agree, this is really good." As Kankuro would say, yeah, I agree." As they would go off, they would say goodbye to Tochi as they would go. Kankuro and Tamara would go their separate paths, and Naruto and Gaara would just stick together and do whatsoever. Not for long, a boy with a blue scarf and has spiky hair will accidentally bump into Kankuro, and Kankuro would begin to chase him, being a bit mad. When I say bit, that's a bit of an understatement. As Kankuro would catch up and pick him up, saying, How dare you? How dare you? How dare you bump into me?" As the commotion was going around, Team 7 came up, and Team 7 consists of Sai, Sakura, and Sasuke. As they would see Konohamaru as instead of Naruto, Sai would say, "Hey, put him down." As Kankuro would say, "Oh, what are you gonna do?" As Gaara's sensing ability is a lot better now, and hiding his presence is really good now. As after not for long later, Naruto and Gaara would show up and say, Kankuro, don't you know who this is? He's the third Hokage's grandson. We don't want a war again, do we?" As Kankuro would put him down and say, "Oh, hey Naruto and hey Sabito and Gaara." As Naruto would raise his eyebrows saying, As Kankuro would have a little sweat drop because he's pretty afraid of Naruto when he's mad. As Naruto would say, fine, I won't tell the Kazekage about this." And they also declined Orochimaru's offer, so yeah. Let's continue. So Naruto would bend down to Konohamaru's level and say, "Are you alright?" As Konohamaru was a bit frightened, and as Sabito would say, "Hey, I'm Sabito. I'm Sabito Uzumaki." As Konohamaru would remember that name, and he would say, "Whoa, you're Sabito Uzumaki, the white fox and the wandering fox. You're so cool." As Naruto would blush in embarrassment, saying, "Yeah, I guess so." As Konohamaru would say, as Sasuke and Sakura would recognize Naruto. As Sasuke and Sakura would say, "Naruto!" As Naruto would look at Sasuke and Sakura and ignore them. And Sai would also recognize Naruto as he saw in the folders that he was supposed to join the Anbu at 12, but he ran away. As Sai would think, so this is the Naruto Uzumaki that was supposed to join the Anbu but ran away from the least high level of security. And he's the first one He actually escaped the deep security. Interesting. Very interesting. As they would go, so Sakura would say, "Naruto, why did you run away?" As Naruto would say, "Isn't it obvious? The leaf only thinks of me as a weapon or a tool or something to raise up their power. They've also been treating me wrong lately, and they only think of me as how should I say this? As the monster, not realizing that I was not the Nine Tails. I was actually Naruto. The Nine Tails was still inside me, and not some sort of reincarnation of it." As the four would go away, the four would be Naruto and his team, and they'll also bring Konohamaru along. And Naruto would say, "Hey, Konohamaru, it's me, Naruto. Remember, as Konohamaru would remember Naruto, and he would say, wait, Naruto Nichan? As Konohamaru was also one of the people who didn't think of Naruto as a monster. Naruto would say, come on, I want to teach you some things. And you want to be stronger, right? As Konohamaru would say, yeah. As Naruto would say, well, come on. As the cover has now been blown, that Naruto, that the bingo book is now a little bit updated now. No. As they would go back to their little training ground that Naruto hit, a training ground that was hidden that used to be that Naruto used to train in. Because Naruto, Temari, Kankuro, and Gaara would go train. Naruto would also train Konohamaru in some techniques. Sorry for the background noise and whatsoever. So let's continue. Naruto would teach Konohamaru about chakra control and whatsoever. Konohamaru would learn chakra control, and he would also learn a new technique that Naruto taught him. It was a pretty amateur technique, which was the I don't really know Konohamaru's chakra nature, so let's see. Let me Google it first. Okay, guys. I'm sorry for the background noise. That's my little sister. So let's continue. So Konohamaru's chakra natures are fire, wind, and lightning. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Naruto would teach Konohamaru, and first he would help in expanding Konohamaru's chakra reserves, as Konohamaru with some training. Konohamaru would extend his chakra to ×3. So yeah, it's pretty than before. As that twice as much as before. As Naruto would say, okay, I'm going to teach you some basic techniques, but first we'll need chakra control. As Konohamaru would say, okay, Naruto Nichan. As Naruto would teach Konohamaru chakra control, and he would teach Konohamaru tree climbing and water walking, and as Konohamaru would get it. Naruto would say, alright Konohamaru, so this is going to be your first technique that you're going to learn from me. As Konohamaru was excited about this, as Naruto would say, alright, so this is the first thing I'm going to teach you. This is called Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu. So, as Naruto was showing the hand signs, and Konohamaru would try to copy them, as this try was succeeded, and as Naruto would say, now take a deep breath, and Naruto has all 5 chakra natures, okay? So let's go. As Naruto would exhale out a really big fireball. As Konohamaru would say, whoa, that's so cool. As Naruto would say, now you try. As Konohamaru would take a deep breath and blow out a decently big fireball. It's at least a bit smaller than Sasuke. Smaller than Sasuke's. So yeah. Sorry for the cut, guys. Now let's continue. Naruto would say, that's really good. That's a really big fireball for your first try. That's amazing. As Naruto would say, Konohamaru would say, thank you, Naruto Nichan, for teaching me these. As Naruto would say, aside for a few defensive moves, I should say at least. Some another move. So I won't teach you another move. So this is wind style, okay? As Konohamaru would nod, and Naruto will teach him the wind style wind bullet. As Konohamaru would get it in 5 tries. As Naruto would applaud Konohamaru and praise him for his work. Naruto would be happier, and Naruto would say, okay, so the final technique I'm going to teach you is a lightning technique. Alright? As Kameru would nod his head. Because Naruto also knows about Konohama's chakra natures. So yeah.
It's lunchtime.
So let's continue.
It's dinner time.
So let's continue. After that, Naruto would teach Konohama lightning style jutsu, and I'll tell you that about later. So they would go in there, and they would, as a few weeks would pass, and Konohama was gotten some stronger, and so was Naruto and the team. So this is where I'm going to end off, guys. This is Reverend Ellie here, signing off. Make sure to like and subscribe. This is Reverend Ellie signing off. Bye.